While driving a couple of weeks ago, I heard a report on public radio that some group had done kind of a survey, and about a third of the people were expressing some evidence of depression or anxiety, that they were worried about the future. And they said that whoever had done this study, that it had never been so high, that never had it been that many people saying that they were down, depressed, anxious. It reminded me of another study I had heard from the Barna group a little bit earlier. Barna studies primarily Protestant ministers, gets reports from them, studies churches, try and give some direction that churches are going. And they said 1/3 of all ministers are thinking of leaving working for the church right now. I think 1/3. That's a lot. So you get those kind of things, and neither group has a clear understanding of why that's happening. Most of it is just fatigue, probably, from a pandemic that has gone on longer than anybody expected it to go on, and all the consequences that come that work, home, travel, just relaxing, just enjoying life. All those kind of things are not there because we have to keep living with this cloud over us. So into that reality, the church tells you today, and why I'm wearing pink, is it's Rejoice Sunday. Oh, come on, rejoice. It's a command. In Latin, gaudete is a command, rejoice. So then you think, okay, well, are we just supposed to fake it? Because I'm one of those third of the people that's not feeling real hopeful about the future. And you think, yes. No, just fake it. No, but it is the church reminding us where our hope comes from and where our joy comes from. Because it is not where the world puts it. And that's what John is reminding us, and that's what the prophets always remind us. Because John, in today's gospel, all these different groups are coming up to him, people you wouldn't expect, tax collectors, soldiers, people who everybody else would have thought, oh, stay away from those people. They're all coming up to him, and they all ask the same question. What should we do? What should we do? Because they're a bit frightened by what John is saying. So he gives them this really tough stuff. Well, if you have 2 coats, give one away. Oh, okay, I think I might be able to do that. If you're a tax collector, don't cheat anybody. That's it. I don't have to quit my job. I don't have to radically change my life. Don't cheat anybody. You're a soldier. Don't practice any extortion. Don't get money out of people. Don't threaten them. Just be a nice guy. Really? That's all I have to do? Yeah, John, with these folks, didn't give kind of rough stuff. You know who he gives rough stuff to? People who are doing bad things. Those people, like the king, he gets on their case. Well, you're married to your brother's wife. Duh. You can't do that. Stop it. And Herod's all mad because John's telling the truth, which is simply following in the prophetic tradition. Those of you who regularly read the prophets know that the prophets, to some people, get on their case. And to other people, they give good news. like Zephaniah today in that first reading. It's a beautiful passage. It's a very short little book. You might have a hard time finding it in your Bible. It's like 3 pages. So as you're flipping through to find Zephaniah, think, where is this? We probably keep flipping past it all the time. He lived at the time when the northern kingdom had already fallen to Assyria. The southern kingdom was greatly influenced by Assyria, but the real danger was Babylon. And about 20 to 30 years after Zephaniah told them to shape up, they fell. And they were deported, sent into exile. All the leadership of the country, all the educated class, all of them gone. And the temple was torn down. But into the midst of those warnings, Zephaniah gives this beautiful line, and it's longer than that in the full passage, where he says, some of you, a humble lot, will be a remnant, and you will be fine. And you who have remained faithful in the midst of a world that has become unfaithful, in you, God's going to sing a song. God is so thrilled at love of you that the God of the universe will rejoice in your presence. That God does the rejoicing this Sunday because of you, because of who you are and how you live. Where do you and I put our hope today? Because that really is the question the church gives us. Do we put it in those places that the prophets tell us not to put it? In our culture and in our country and in political systems and in laws and governments, in economies, in all those kind of things that pass. Is that where our hope is? The prophets don't tell you to abandon all those things. It's just your hope doesn't go there. Will any of those things get you to heaven? Not a single one. And where we put our hope today is in the God who sings songs about us and who loves us and who holds us close. Once we know that God, once we know this Jesus who came and died for us, then we can do all that other stuff. And we'll live our lives just as fully as anybody else. But our joy, our hope, our love is not there. And in the midst of a world that is down, you and I can rejoice because we know where our hope lies.